Hi, everybody. I'm coming on a little bit early today because we've got a special treat, and Deborah Bucher is joining us today to bring us all kinds of products. And I'm excited that we're going to finally get to the bottom of when do you use Slick Stick? When do you use Dixie Belle Boss? When do you prime? When don't you? And so she's going to come on in a minute, and we're going to share the screen. We've never done this before, you guys, so this is going to be interesting. And so she's going to hit that stupid green button, apparently, and I'm going to have to do something. We'll see. We practiced once, so hi, Diana Rutledge. First one's here. Hi, everybody. Deborah is on Check Savvy Sisters. Oh my gosh, that's right. That's where I told her to go. Okay. Somebody go over to, because I can't do it right now. Okay, that's hysterical. I'm here, but there's no volume. Hold on. I've got it all the way up. Okay, somebody go over to Check Savvy Sisters and tell her to get off of there and come over to Studio MD. My fault. I blew it. Tell her to come over to Studio MD. So somebody go over there right now and tell her to come to Studio MD. I can't even message her. Hi, Sandy from Vegas. You still haven't got my money back, have you? Hi, Debbie Hicks. Hi, Lori. Susie was on with us yesterday. Hi, Deborah Platt. Oh, my gosh. Hi, Lola from California. I love your name. Hi, Janine. Oh, my gosh. That is so my fault. So somebody tell Deborah to come over here. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe I blew that. She said she was texting you. Yeah, but I can't get it. I'm on Do Not Disturb. So there's nothing I can do. I can't get a hold of her. You guys have to do that for me. So hopefully she'll come on. If not, wow, I might have to do a song and dance routine for you guys or something. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Diane. Ontario, Canada. Hi, Amber Porter. Okay, Deborah's here. Hold on. Hi, Amber. Oh, I'm so happy you guys are watching. Hi, CM. Hi, CM. Hold on. Deborah, I'm so sorry. And we practiced and everything.
I know.
How cool is it? Well, how cool is this, you guys? Do you love this? So that's what happens when you all push that stupid green button. You get to be part of the show. And so Deborah's going to be part of our show today. We're a little bit early, so we're going to just give it a couple minutes. Okay, Deborah, that is so funny. They said, Deborah's over at Check Savvy Sisters. And I went, oh, God.
I was.
Of course, that's where I told you to be. Deborah, turn your volume way up, if you don't mind.
Okay.
There you go. Hi, Clara.
Is that better?
Yes, it's better. Hi, Janine. Can you also see comments scrolling, Deborah?
I can't. Yes, I can see them there, but I also have them up on my iPad. So when I put the phone down, I can still see what's going on.
Okay. Hi, Deborah. Okay, how about this? Deborah, we've got so many Debbies in the house today. It's insane.
Well, we must have all been born about the same time, because going through school, there were always 3 of us in every single class, every single year.
I know, but it's not a name you ever hear anymore.
No, it was like a Debbie Reynolds kind of thing, I think.
Yep. Yeah, I was definitely after. Oh, there's my mom. Hi, Mom. I know.
Hi, Mom.
Mom, I know it's killing you. There's Debbie Donegal. There's another one. Mom, I know it's killing you not to be here today, but now I know that I can have you do this with me from your house. So, and then I don't have to have you hog the whole desk. So that'll work out great for next time. Okay, so Deborah and I have been talking. Deborah has, she reps a whole bunch of different products. She's quite the entrepreneur, quite the go-getter, and she's local for me. She's Arizona, and she sells at some boutiques and all kinds of stuff. She is a genius with these products, and we've had so many issues, Deborah, with when do you prime? When do you base coat? What does the primer do? What does the Slick Stick do? What does the Dixie Belle Boss do? So today, Deborah's going to clear all this up for us, and she's going to show us about some transfers, some molds, would you bend, which is, I'm super excited about that. So you guys know, anytime I don't have a clue what I'm doing, I will always bring in an expert to help us. And so today Deborah's here. Welcome, Deborah. And you'll want to pull your phone down a tiny bit so we can see your whole face. And then when you're ready, we'll pull it all the way down, you guys, so you can see the products. So welcome. Welcome, my friend. Is
that better?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, you guys, I want you to see my shirt. I made the shirt just for the show today.
So cute. So,
and I know it's backwards, but it says Queen Bee.
I love
it. And it's got crowns and bees and lots of gold. And I thought that was pretty much, you know, Czech savvy sister. So I got all dressed up for you guys today.
Thank you.
I put makeup on.
Yeah, you look great.
Thanks. Okay, so on these products, just to clarify it, my table here is full of things to show you. So if we don't get through all of it today, just text message me and we'll talk about it. So I know, and I know this is backwards. Let me get it up there. I know you girls use a lot of slick stick, and you're using the correct product when you're using slick stick for what most of you are doing, because you're painting on metal, silver, you're painting on glass, you're painting on a surface that's slick. Then you want to use slick stick.
Okay, makes sense.
And most of you are doing that almost exclusively. So this is what you need to have on hand. If you are using Boss, I really don't see a need for most of you to use Boss, because Boss is a bleed blocker. So when you put paint on wood, mahoganies and some oaks and some woods will just bleed, and that means that the tannins in that wood are seeping through and coming out the other side of the paint, and then you see color that you don't want there. And so this is a blocker for that. And I don't, you know, unless you're furniture painting or painting on a lot of wood, maybe signs, I don't really see this being a product that you need. The other purpose of this, did you have a question?
Yeah, that's going to be our sign. That'll be my sign. So we do like trays. I know I did a Christmas tray one year, but I didn't like it, so I painted over it and just use a regular primer. And then as I kept painting and then sealed it is when the bright red came right through. So
okay, that's a bleeder.
Okay, so that would be the right time to use the Boss.
Yes,
okay,
exactly. And the other thing that you can use this for is if you buy a piece of furniture and it's been in a musty attic or a basement or somebody's smoker, and you want to get rid of that odor in it, this is an odor blocker.
Oh, okay.
So this is a fix-it product. This is going to stop bleeding, and this is going to stop odors. So that's what you want to use this for.
Good. We did that for my mother when her bad blood thinners.
So then gator hide. And gator hide is honestly a really amazing product. This is Dixie Belle's toughest top coat. And so if you're going to paint something that is going to come in contact with any moisture, or if you're, you know, like if you're painting a tray and you want to protect the finish on that tray, because you might be serving food on it or serving drinks on it, and if it gets condensation or gets moisture on it, you would want to use this as your top coat because this is water repellent. If you're painting things that are going to go outside, like pots, or you're painting furniture or anything that's going to be on your patio, this is also the toughest top coat, and it will protect your piece. And when you paint with this, the key is to paint very thin coats. Don't don't glob it on. It needs to be very thin coats.
How many?
So that's what you do with.
How many coats?
Depends on what you're painting, but typically 2 coats is adequate for most things. Now, I deal with a lot of furniture painters, and so if somebody was painting a kitchen table over, I tell them to put 6 coats of this on there, because that table is going to get a lot of dishes scraping across it, hot dishes being put on it, maybe even hot pans, and you know, table gets really hard use. So you want to use more when you're doing that. I did a lot of furniture for my daughter. She has a Airbnb up in Heber Overgaard, and I don't know how her renters are going to take care of that furniture. So like on nightstands and things like that, I put 3 and 4 coats on it just to make sure that whatever they set on there isn't going to damage the furniture. So
Questions I've seen fly by. Do you stand between coats?
I do on the gate. Well, yes, I do on the gator hide. I sand with a finishing sander.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the show. This is just funny. It's so different. We've never done this before, so it's different.
It's fun. I like it. I like you asking me the questions. It's much easier than me trying to read them as they go by. Yeah. Okay, this is a finishing pad, and it's not like a sanding pad. It just, between coats of paint, if you have any brush strokes, this will just knock them down, and you get a buttery smooth finish with it. Super easy. And the first couple of times I used it, I was using it on black, and it freaked me out because I could see this powdery white when I was sanding, and I thought I was ruining the finish. All you do is just take a tack cloth and go back over it, and then put your top coat on, whatever your top coat is. Dixie Belle has 4 different kinds, and it's beautiful, and you get the smoothest, most beautiful finish. So between coats of paint, is it what?
Is it toxic? It's not toxic at all.
No. This has, the gator hide has a slight odor to it, but not a unpleasant odor. All of the Dixie Belle paints are have no VOCs. They have no chemicals in them. So you can paint inside your home. You can paint your baby's furniture with it. There's no chemicals. There's no toxins in the paint at all. I paint everywhere. I paint at the brass armadillo. I paint in closed classrooms with no doors and windows open. I paint inside my house. There's no odor. It's a really cool product. And you guys, what's really important to know is that there's no I just lost my train of thought. I don't know what was so important to know.
Okay, good to know. Everybody sees that. It happens all the time because you're trying to think ahead. You're trying to answer questions. You're trying to make it entertaining. And, you know, suddenly, sometimes you miss what you're going to say. Yeah. Question from Jonna. Does it clean up with soap and water?
Yes, it does. And I sell a product, and I'm not trying to sell you guys on anything you don't need, but in answer to your question, you can use soap and water with it. I use scrubby soap, and this comes in 3 different fragrances. It comes in lime, lemon, or orange. They're all really nice, and that's with essential oil in these. But it has I've got these, this one's not taped shut. Yeah, it is taped shut. It's a really nice gel soap that's in it, and it has like a sponge. So you've got some texture on there to clean your brushes. And brushes are an investment. Mm-hmm. Brushes cost a lot of money. So you want to take really good care of them. And this is a great product to clean. I used to clean with Dawn dish soap, and that worked fine, but I really like this better. And this is good for your hands too, when you've got paint all over your hands and you can get it off your nails.
Yeah, which I always. Okay, another question. what kind, okay, two questions. Hi, Alicia. Is it available?
I'm sorry, you broke up. Is it available
in the UK?
Yes, it is. Dixie Belle has retailers in the UK and in Australia now. So the best way to find them is go to the Dixie Belle page, and then up in the top left-hand corner, it's find a retail, and ask you if you're in the UK or Australia or the USA, and then you can find your nearest retailer that way.
Perfect. Okay, and also, so it's food safe. The gator hide is food safe.
Yes.
Okay.
It is food safe.
And then somebody else asked, why, or is the slick stick what you would always want to do if you, would you always start with that if you're going to be outside, if the product's going to be outside?
No. Slick stick is just like the word is. It's for slick surfaces. So it doesn't really have anything to do with inside or outside. It's a product for adhesion. And so paint doesn't want to stick to glass or metal. You know, you can paint it on, but you can take your fingernail and just scrape it right back off. So slick stick is for adhesions. That's a problem solver for adhesion, making the paint stick to whatever you're trying to paint.
Okay. Is it heat, is the gate, back to the gator hide then, is the gator hide heat resistant?
Yes. I know people here in Arizona that have painted their pieces like pottery pieces and put them outside around their pool, and they tell me that it holds up really well, that they haven't had to repaint it. I know one of the brand ambassadors for Dixie Belle lives in Georgia, and that's a really humid climate. I don't know how wet it is, but it's very humid. And she says her pots have been out there for 3 years now, and she hasn't had to touch them up. So gator hide is a pretty tough product.
Okay, that's awesome. And somebody's saying that the scrubby soap really does work even getting the paint out of your clothes?
Well, if you get it like immediately. So like if you notice that you, like if I was painting and I got something on my shirt, if I ran in there with it right now, I could probably get it out. But like I demonstrated in the last live, I paint on fabric. I also paint on upholstery, and it's never going to come out. And like I usually have an apron on. I just wanted to show off my pretty shirt. But I usually have an apron on because once you get paint on your clothing, it's not going to come out, and it doesn't wash out of my aprons either. So that's a testament. And I put bleach on my aprons.
Do you really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And it does not come off.
Is Dixie Belle available in Canada?
I believe there's a retailer in Ontario. I don't know about the whole country of Canada, but again, if you go to the Dixie Belle, look for a retailer, you can find one there. And we were talking about this earlier, but the postages are out of country. The postage is really high. I'm willing to find out what it is, and if you're willing to pay whatever the postage is, I'll ship it for you.
Okay. Is it is the gator hide dishwasher safe?
No. You could wipe it off with a damp cloth, but I wouldn't put anything in the dishwasher that you painted, hand painted.
I agree. There would be no reason ever to, I think, to do that. So the gator hide would be great for coasters, trivets, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
Joanne White just said, yes, there are Dixie Belle in Canada. So that's good to know. So there are no chemicals whatsoever in these products. So they're children safe, food safe.
Yes. Oh, I know what I was going to say when I lost my train of thought. One of the nice things about this company, I feel, is everything is made in the USA. The brushes are made in the USA. All the paint products are made in the USA.
Okay. you do that, we lose everything you're saying for a couple seconds. So go back and tell me.
Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, the brass I forgot to put my phone on do not disturb, and the brass armadillo has called me about 6 times now. That's what this is me swiping them off. So everything's made in the USA. It's a woman-owned company. To me, that's important, to support women-owned companies. And they're a great company to buy from and to work for. They support women, and they have scholarships for kids going to school and art scholarships. It's a really amazing company. So
good.
I love them.
Okay.
Not because I sell them, but because I really, truly love them.
And what is under the umbrella of Dixie Belle? Is it just paints and sealers and things like that, or do they have other things?
They are almost a one-stop shop. They have 75 colors of chalk paint. They have 20 new colors of silk paint. And the silk paint is a new product that they just came out with. This color is a gray color. And what's different about this from the chalk paint is that this is 3 things in one. It's a primer, a real primer, a blocker, and it's also the paint color, and it's a top coat. So when you use this, you don't have to buy all of those products. You just buy one jar and apply your paint and let it dry well, and you're done. And in most things, it just takes 1 or 2 coats. Now, I'm in the middle of doing my kitchen cabinets right now, and my kitchen cabinets are black, and I want them white, white, white. And so for me, it's taking 3 coats of this to completely cover it up. You might be able to get away with 2 coats, but I can still see a little bit of streak coming through with 2 coats, so I'm doing 3 coats. But normally on a kitchen or a bathroom, you would need to put 2 coats of primer on, 2 to 3 coats of paint, and then at least 2 coats of top coat on it. That's a lot of product to buy and a lot of time. And this is saving all of that time. And people are really, really loving this paint.
So you're saying that you are not, the only thing you're putting on your bathroom cabinet with the humidity and everything is just the silk paint. Starting with anything?
Yeah. Nope, because it has a top coat in it.
Okay, that's awesome. That's amazing. I bought some, but I didn't know what to do with it. So would
really?
This,
cool.
I did. I bought it from your booth. Would that silk work on the metal then, or no? It's still, you got to start with the slick stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put the slick stick on, and then just 1 or 2 coats of the silk, and you're done. And you don't have to seal it or anything.
That's awesome.
And one of the things with the silk that's different from the chalk paint is with the silk, just brush it on and then walk away. Even if you see brush strokes in it, just walk away. Those brush strokes will self-level. People get into trouble when they go back and forth on it, trying to level it out. Just walk away. Paint it on, walk away. And it dries from the outside in because it has a top coat in it. So that top coat dries first, and your paint hasn't dried underneath it. So you need to give it a longer drying time than you do with chalk paint. So I generally, even though we live in a dry climate, I generally just paint it on and walk away and come back in 3 or 4 hours and put the next coat on.
Okay, 3 to 4 hours. So with the silk, is it a glossy or is it a matte? What kind of a finish is it?
It's not quite as sheen as a semi or a satin.
Okay.
It's more like an eggshell. It's like 1 step under a satin.
Okay, but
it does have a really nice sheen to it. What color did you buy?
I'll tell you. So real quick though, so it's okay to put the gator hide or something over top of it if I want it to be shinier. Okay.
Yes.
And
if you want it shinier, you can put a gloss on it.
Wouldn't that be the?
If you want shiny, like I know you ladies like to do really shiny. then put a gloss on. Put the Dixie Belle gloss on. That's the glossiest, that's the shiniest finish there is.
Okay, so this is a great question now. So the gator hide I bought really just because I thought, oh, I'm going to try it up against my triple thick and see if it's as glossy and as great. I wasn't even thinking the gator hide is all the other stuff it can do. Oh, am I better off not to buy, only using my gator hide for stuff that's really going to be outside or needs to be totally water resistant, and then just get a regular gloss, whether it's yours or a triple thick or anything, over top? Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, let me show you what I bought.
Use it, definitely use it for your coasters. Your coasters, and if you're doing trays.
Okay, good to know. Let's see. Oh, I did buy it. I did buy it from your booth. I bought the 8-ounce clear coat gloss from booth 19.
Yep, you'll like it.
Okay.
I've never used your triple, is it triple thick? Is that what you normally use?
We use triple thick. Yeah, because
okay. I've never used it.
Okay. Well, while we're on today, I'm going to I'll product test both of them and see which ones. I'll
okay.
The gator hide, the clear gloss, and triple thick, and we'll see who's the winner. Okay, here's what I bought: the silk oyster.
Oh, that's a pretty color.
Yeah, I thought it was really pretty, but it's kind of a grayish color.
Yeah, it's kind of a milky color. It is like a gray, but it has a little bit of like tan undertones to it.
Okay, good.
Don't you think?
I'm going to try this. I'll try this while you're talking too.
Okay.
Everybody, I hope I got to most everybody's questions about that stuff, but I also want to know, what is the best brush to use when you are doing your slick stick, when you're doing your boss, and when you're doing the gator hide? What do you suggest?
Okay, so for the kind of projects you ladies do, I think you need to use whatever brush is going to work. Like you use your Zen brushes for your checks. Use those. You can use any craft artist brush to apply your slick stick. You don't have to have a special brush for it. Just put it on smooth and let it dry. And depending on the surface, you might need 2 coats on it. You want it to be opaque.
Okay.
So you don't need special brushes for that. If you're using the silk, if you're using the chalk paint, you need to have good acrylic brushes for those. And I do sell really good brushes, okay, which are made here in the USA. With a gator hide, the best application for the gator hide is to use a blue sponge. I have those.
Alicia, I'll ask your question in a second.
Okay.
Go ahead.
These sponges are really good for applying gator hide. And what you do is you pour a little bit of gator hide into a shallow dish and dip your sponge down into the dish and then just wipe it off of the edge of the dish. And so you want to be sure that your surface here has the gator hide on it. And then on your surface that you're applying it to, you just go across like this one time.
Wow.
And then next to it, go across one time, and you just lift up and you go across each, until you have your surface covered. Let it dry, and it doesn't take a long time for gator hide to dry because you're putting on thin coats. And when it's dry, you come back again, and this is your surface, and you went this way. Well, then the next time you go this way. Okay. The same way, thin coats on it until you've got your surface. And then after you've got 2 coats, now this is how you would apply it. If you're putting it on coasters, you're done. If you're putting it on a tray or something like that, you're done. If you're putting it on furniture, then after the second coat, you need to go back with triple-aught steel wool and polish it down. Take a tack cloth, go over it, and then put another coat going on the opposite direction that you put it on the first time.
Wow.
So
a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work on furniture.
Okay, so Alicia, my friend from the UK, wants to know, do you still have to sand the furniture prior to the silk paint?
Just scuff sand it, and that's not sanding. You just take a sanding block and you just scuff over the surface of it and then wipe it down. You are not sanding the surface, you're just scuffing it. It's for adhesion.
Okay.
It's just so
Got it.
your paint's going to stick to it. And you still, on everything that you do, need to clean well with white lightning, rinse it really well. With the silk, you want to scuff sand. With the chalk paint, you don't have to scuff sand, and you can just start painting.
Okay. What else is that blue sponge good for? Is it only for gator hide, or should we use it with everything?
Just gator hide.
Okay, good to know.
When you're finished with it, just rinse it out really well and put it in a Ziploc bag and just save it for the next time you need it.
Okay. You guys, isn't this incredible information? These are, honestly, Deborah, these are questions that I didn't know the answer to all this stuff, and I think it's really fascinating. So let's talk about metallics. Do you guys have metallics?
Mm-hmm. We have several lines of metallics. There's a line called Moonshine. Now, Dixie Belle comes from Florida, so all the products have Southern names to them. And so the entire line of metallic paint is called Moonshine paint, and it's really beautiful colors. And with the Dixie Belle paint, you can mix like paint with like. So you can mix any of the Moonshine paints with each other. So for instance, you can take the rosé, which is a beautiful pink, that's one of my favorites, and you can mix it with a gold and make like a rose gold color.
Oh, wow.
You can mix the silvers, you can intermix any of those and make your own colors. It works best if you put a like base coat of a color down first. So like if you want a really pretty pink, just put whatever pink you have down first and then use your Moonshine on top of it, and that way you get really good coverage.
Okay. We're talking
so that's
acrylics, right? These are all acrylic paints.
Yes, and they're all water-based, so they all work well with each other and interwork with each other, and that's really an important fact. Then the next line is the
real quick though, before you go further, on the metallics, do you have one that is like a really bright gold that would be something like what we use?
Yeah.
You do?
I do. I have two of them. So the next one is the line of Mousse, M-O-U-S-S-E. And there's a gorgeous gold in that. There's a gorgeous amber. And again, you can mix those together. There's a really pretty bronze, and there's a fourth one, silver. And those are liquidy. Now, I don't know if they're as good as Martha Stewart's.
Okay.
But they are really, really pretty metallics. And they're usually used, normally they're used with stencils. You can put your stencil up and you can paint those really pretty metallics on. Or if you've got edges of pieces like this would you bend, you could do this with that on there. I had a gal who breaks all the rules with everything that she paints. I mean, she has no rules. She works outside the box. And she did a Bombay chest furniture using the mousse, and the majority of that chest was in the kind of bronzy looking color, and it was just stunning, absolutely stunning. So, you know, rules are to be broken, especially in art. I think real artists break all the rules. Yeah. And so that's the second kind of metallic. And then there's a third one, which is the Dixie Belle gilding waxes. And gilding waxes are like when you have high pieces, like on this piece, I could have this painted a base color, but then I could go in with my fingertip and just rub across the high points on here with gold or any of the gilding waxes, and then you would see the color underneath, but you would still have the shimmer. And it's a metallic.
Love it.
They're really, really beautiful.
Okay.
I'm doing that on a cabinet right now.
How does that line compare to Rub and Buff or like the metallic, the pigments?
I don't know because I've never used Rub and Buff.
Okay.
So I don't know. It would be fun if one of these times we could just be in the studio together and we could do yours and we could do mine, and then we could see how that, you know, because I think there's a product for everything that you're trying to do. And that's why I said maybe your Martha Stewart is the best product there is. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, see, you guys, this is what I love about Deborah. She does not push any of her own products. She's all about use what works for everybody. But I just love that we finally have a place where we can get this information, and it's one-stop shopping. And that is what I'm all about, is one-stop shopping. So tell us what else is in the line? Is there the screen printing paste?
Well, any of the metallics, you can do that. Any of the paints, any of the metallics, all of the products. When you're saying screen painting, are you talking about the silk screen stencils? Okay. Yeah, they came out about 3 or 4 months ago with a whole line of silk screen stencils, and they're coming out with more, I think next month. And in those, there's 3 different sheets of the silk screens with all kinds of designs that work together with the main design in it. So you can find all of those on my webpage.
Wow.
And see if there's, you know, there's mandalas, there's florals, there's feathers, there's all kinds of designs on there. And so you can use the paste. You can probably use your, you know, any of the products that you have on hand. It goes through the silk screen. There's a little scraper that comes with it, or you can paint it on with a brush. And you can use any of the chalk paints with it. So
wow.
It's really versatile.
That's exciting. So all of this on your website?
Yes. And they just came out, and a lot of you gals already ordered these, which was awesome. They came out with a whole line of transfers. I don't know if you can actually see them, but I've got them up on the shelf above me. And these are all on my website too. And I actually have a piece here to demo if you're interested in it.
In the meantime, you guys, also, I have compared prices because I want to make sure whatever I'm showing you guys is the truth. And I have compared Amazon to Deborah's website, and Deborah's website is cheaper than Amazon, if you can even get over that. So that's something to.
Thank you.
Yeah,
well, and I have a special going on for you ladies, and I don't do this often. Are you ready? Okay. So the special for you ladies are.
Uh-oh, just lost you. Hold on.
Okay, one of the things I wanted to demo for you, but I don't think we're going to have time, so I'm just going to talk to you about it. But I know a lot of you have wanted to use these molds, and so these molds can be done with paper clay. I'm going to show you. I have it for sale. I know it's backwards, but it's creative paper clay, and it's a really great, it's like, you know, clay that you played with in school, like Play-Doh. It's really great, and it works really well in most of these molds. Like it would be really good in this mold that has all kinds of borders on it.
I love that one.
And it would work well on the wreath. It would work, but you would lose a little piece of your crown at the top. Not that you can't fix it. So when you use paper clay, it ends up, this is a paper mache pot.
Wow.
It's not a real pot. And this is one of the borders, and this is one of the designs. And I painted the pot terracotta and put a glaze on it to make it look like it has dirt. And then just dry brushed this on the front of it and put a little bit of gilding wax right up the center of this. And it's so funny because people think this pot is a real terracotta pot, but this is all paper clay, and it weighs, you know, half a pound.
Wow. Okay. How do you attach those molds?
I use Tight Bond wood glue.
Okay. Good to know. Tight Bond wood glue. So I need to do that. A question just flew by. Hold on, let me think of what it was. And somebody was,
Okay.
her husband was making a wood something, but I couldn't see the rest of the question. So we'll come back to that.
Tell her to type it back in again. So the special is, I want to tell you guys, the special is on all of these molds, I have a certain selection of them on my website that I'm putting 15% off on.
Okay.
And it's a pre-order. So you order now, and on May, I think I wrote it in the bulletin, I think it's May 4th, it'll be the cutoff. And then I'll place the order for whatever it is that you guys like. So I put a big selection up there for you to choose from. And besides the molds, there were stamps. And I have a really cool demo to show you with the stamp if we have time for it.
Time for whatever, I mean, we'll stay for however long, but real quick before I forget it, do you have to seal over a transfer? And if you do, what do you suggest you use if you seal over a transfer?
Okay, you don't have to seal over a transfer.
Okay.
And I do want to say, I'm a retailer for both Prima and Dixie Belle transfers. So I feel a little bad about saying this, but I'm telling you the Dixie Belle transfers are superior. And the reason I feel that way is when you put a transfer on, there's a halo that goes around the edge. It's like a little ghost mark that goes around the edge. And depending on what color you're putting it on, some you see more than others. Like if you put it on a dark color, it's going to show more than if you put it on a light color.
Right.
And I just finished a gorgeous chest the other day, putting a magnolia transfer on like a deep foresty green, and I was just shocked at how tiny that halo was. It's like an 1/8 of an inch.
Oh, wow.
And then I burnished it in really well with that finishing pad I showed you. And then I went over it with satin top coat. You cannot see a halo at all. It completely disappears. So
okay,
I'm like, that's amazing.
I use that transfer on something, and I have a question. So hold on.
Okay.
It's right here.
Talk amongst yourselves,
That's right.
ladies.
So this is, and I have my paint shirt on today, you guys. You don't usually see me like this, but I figured nobody was really going to see me. So
I have one like that.
this is something that's going to be in our auction too, girls. But okay, so
cool.
That's the transfer I use.
That's so pretty on there.
Thank you. So what should okay, so all I did was I put it on first. So I put the transfer on first. I write on, and then that's it. And then I painted around it because I didn't want this to come through the black. But then I set it with triple thick. Should I not have, or is it okay that I did?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. You can top coat any of the top coats on top of your transfer, except if you plan on putting gator hide on your piece, you need to put another top coat in between it. So if you're using triple thick, okay, so put that on. Or if you're using Dixie Belle, put any of the top coats, the gloss, the satin, whatever you want as a barrier, and then you can put your gator hide on. For some reason, gator hide reacts with the transfers, so you want to have something between the transfer and your gator hide.
Okay, guys, that was critical information because I would have never known that. I would have never thought about that. Okay, good to know. Joanne Hassel, we can't see your whole question. We can only see my husband is making a wood, and it just feels really wrong right now. So if you could give us the rest of your question. Again, we just went from a G to PG right into the R-rated.
Oh, I can see it. I can see
good.
it. My husband's making a wooden box. It needs to be painted white for cards at a wedding. What product would go on that?
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, so my answer is there's about 5 or 6 whites in the Dixie Belle line, in the chalk line. So any of those would be beautiful on the box. Or you could use, there's 2 or 3 whites in the silk line, and you could use that and be done with it. You wouldn't have to put any sealer on it.
Okay. I've got, okay, so I want to try out some of your products too while I'm here so everybody can see. We're going to compare sheen. Do I
Okay.
stir? Do I shake? What do I do with these products?
Stir.
Oh,
Stir.
only stir.
I know some of the labels say to shake them, but if you look on the bottom of the jar, there's like an indentation on here, and you get settlement in there. And so I tell everybody, like, this says shake well on it. I tell everybody, especially with this patina, to stir, so you get everything off of the bottom.
Okay.
And I just use little popsicle sticks to do that. And then you have a popsicle stick with the color on it if you ever want to see what the dried color looks like.
Okay. Lori Stanley Henderson, Deborah said that she reps for both Prima. This is just between us girls. This is not for, public knowledge, but she reps for Prima and Dixie Belle transfers. And she feels like the Dixie Belle transfers are a superior product. So that was, somebody asked that question. Okay. Other reps and candidates.
And that's a dangerous thing for me to say, honestly, because I rep for both of them and I have a large stock of both of them. So, the designs that they have on each line are different from each other. So buy the design that you like. I'm just saying, I'm pretty amazed with these transfers that have come out from Dixie Belle.
Yeah. What about price? Is it comparable?
They're Dixie Belle is just a little bit cheaper. You get more in your tube. Like, you're going to get 4 sheets in here for less money than you would pay for 3 sheets in the Prima.
Okay, great to know. Yes, somebody just said, do you have the Harlequin papers? You do. I bought a ton of your stuff, so I'm going to grab that real quick. But
okay,
they're asking on raw wood. What is protocol for raw wood?
For what do you want to do with the raw wood?
Like, what kind of paint, or what would you do? What would you put on the raw wood to get it started?
Okay, if you're using Dixie Belle chalk paint, you just start painting on the raw wood. If you're wanting to stain something on raw wood, like if you want a stained surface, you might want to put a top coat on first, just so that stain doesn't soak into the wood, and then use the stain. Now, the Dixie Belle gel stain is an oil-based stain. That's the only product that's oil-based, and it is a beautiful, beautiful gel stain. If I was doing it on raw wood, I would put a barrier between it. So I would use any top coat you have on hand and then stain over it. If you're wanting to paint, any of the paints go on raw wood beautifully.
Okay, good.
Any of
them. Is there a code for 15% off? You guys, Callie keeps posting her link, and is there a code we need to use?
Yes, there is a code. So this is only not on everything on my webpage. This is only on the pre-order.
Okay.
For the coupon. And the coupon is Studio MDAZ. And the code is only good until the 4th, I believe. And then I'll place the order. But I have a bunch of stamps on that also. And these stamps are the coolest stamps ever.
Okay.
Ever.
I'm going to ask
I
a couple more questions and then let's get to your stuff. But real quick.
Okay.
So, you guys, I bought all of these papers from Deborah, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Are these rice papers or just decoupage?
Well, they're decoupage rice papers. Now, the one you're holding up is a Dixie Belle rice paper. That's one of their new releases. And I have to say, I love the rice paper. It's really easy to work with because you can put it down and lift it back up and reposition it. It's really cool. It comes in much smaller sheets. Now, most of, like you were talking about the Harlequin, that is a Roy Cycle, and she's a Arizona gal down in Safford, Arizona, and an amazing artist, really amazing artist, and she designed all of those. Yeah, and you probably have more. Yeah, you've got other papers in there. I just put them all in one package.
Oh, I love.
But those sheets are 20 inches by 30 inches. They're big sheets, and they're 18-pound paper. Now that one is actually a placemat, but I just love the design on it. It's got so much cool stuff on
Oh,
it.
I'm making an entire tray out of this for all. I mean, this is something
Cool.
you do online and do a tray. And
well, let me show you. I have a tray here that I did last week. And this is the Dixie Belle paper here in the tray. This is just a tray that I picked up at the Goodwill and repainted. And then I put the Dixie Belle paper on here. And I know you can see a shine on there. It's so cool, you guys. I took, let me show you. I took Amazing Resin, the same resin that you can pour into your molds and, you know, make all your little pieces, your crowns and your bees and all of that. I know you guys are using the glue gun, and that's amazing, but this is another alternative because it does make really cool pieces. But I use this as a pour in the bottom of that tray, and that tray is waterproof now. I mean, like 100, you can put water on that tray. And so you could use it. I just thought, I hadn't done it. I'd seen it done. I thought it was a really fun, cool thing to do.
That's incredible. Will you, Callie, will you say once again what that resin is? Because I would like to try that too. And is it a part resin or is it just easy?
It's a 2-part resin. And the key, because I love that you experiment with things. You're a very brave woman. And whether they turn out or they don't turn out,
I don't care.
It doesn't fluster you at all. It flusters me.
How fun.
And I was doing that tray on a live, and I've used resin a lot. And when I was doing it, I was, you know, sidetracked and wasn't paying attention to how long I stirred the 2 parts. And I didn't stir them long enough. I thought I did, but it takes 3 to 4 minutes to get it mixed properly. So I pour it in there and it looks beautiful. And the next day I get up, because that takes 20 hours to set up. Wow. The next day I get up and I touch it and it's sticky like, it's sticky like tape, that kind of sticky, tacky. And I was like, what the heck? So I let it sit for a couple of days and it didn't get any better. So then I went online, and what do? You just mix it up again, pour over the top of it. So I did that yesterday, made sure I stirred it properly and scraped my edges properly. It's perfect. It's beautiful. I'm really excited about that.
I'd be so excited because that's incredible sheen.
Yeah, it's high gloss. And this is high, it says high gloss on the box. It's high, you could see it reflecting in the screen. So this is really fun stuff, you guys. And you can paint over this too. So like this piece that's out of one of those molds, when I paint it, it'll get painted like a bronze, and then I'll use the gold gilding wax over the top of it so that it's, you know, multi-dimensional. And it looks like real metal when it's finished. It's awesome. And all of that detail just pops out when you paint them.
And the resin is, that kind of resin is just a pour. It's not a brush, right?
Yes, it's a pour.
Okay.
This is a pour.
Okay. It flew by.
And you can get this at Hobby Lobby, and you can get it at Michael's, and you can get it at Amazon. I haven't compared the pricing on Amazon. I just run over to Hobby Lobby and use my coupon.
Okay. And we can't see the name of it. So tell us what that is.
It's amazing. It's called Amazing Clear Cast, and it's a 2-part resin that you mix together.
Okay.
Now this is the one that's a high gloss. Now I have another one, and see, I was going to demo all of this for you guys. There's just not enough time. This one is the white, and if you see white castings on the box, you'll know that this is white. And this one sets up in about 10 minutes. And I use this one on molds that don't have a lot of detail on them, because you got to stir and pour so fast. And I'm not a fast worker. I'm very methodical. And so I've actually had the resin set up in the cup before I could get it poured out in my molds. So if it's an easy design and easy to fill, this is great. If it's an intricate design, like those bees, you want to get down in the antenna and all the legs, I would use the clear coat one and just let it set overnight.
Okay.
So that's how I use it. But now that I know I can pour it on the bottom of things, I'm like, and you can buy it by the gallon. So the next time I will buy it by the gallon, because that is just fun stuff.
Expensive?
It was about, I think it was $29 for the box. But you can use your coupon at either place, at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. So,
Okay.
and you know, they always put everything on sale every other week.
Yeah.
So just watch for the sales on it.
Okay, so I know I do want you to try out some stuff for us. And these ladies, they'll stay or they'll leave. It doesn't matter. But unless you okay, so I loved this one so much because I'm trying to turn my house into a little bit more blue and a blue toile. So I found this sign at Hobby Lobby and I was going to put it in.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, but I don't love it. I don't know what happened. What did I do wrong?
Oh, it looks really cute. Now, what is it that you don't love about it?
Maybe it's because I should have painted it white, this background white, because I feel like the gray came through instead of white.
Yeah. So like on this tray, I painted the background on this drop cloth, which is about the same color that you see right here.
Right.
So that this pattern would pop out. And so usually when I'm decoupaging, and I do a lot of decoupaging, if you stand still long enough, I'm going to paint you and decoupage you.
Yeah.
And so usually I will put a background on it, but I don't on everything. Like I think I might have showed the last time I was on some terracotta pots that I had decoupaged with the rice papers, and I did not paint the background because I liked the terracotta coming through that paper. So it depends on the look that you're liking or looking for, but I really like that the tin is still showing through on that piece that you did. I really like it.
Okay, well then
And did you notice that you could lift that up, that paper up, and reposition it while you were working with it?
I didn't notice that because I was a wreck using it. I was such a wreck. I was like, I had no idea what I was doing. So no, I didn't know that, but now I do. So that's good to know.
Okay, let me tell you one more thing about the decoupaging with any of the tissues. If you have, and I'm not telling you to go buy this product, but if you already have any of my product there that are the top coats, you can use any of the top coats. You can use the gloss, the flat, the satin, or the gator hide to decoupage with, and it's amazing. And inside your package, I don't know if you noticed it, but I put iron-on instructions in there for decoupage. Did you find those?
I haven't opened it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's super fun to do with the iron-on too.
Okay, cool. And I had Christy's Crafty Cottage show me how to do iron-on the other day too. Okay, cool. Okay, let's get to some testing because I'm seeing the ladies and they're saying, no, we're staying. Is this great information, Deborah? I can't even begin to tell you. This is all the stuff I don't know. And we're all so grateful to have somebody that does know it. And while you're doing whatever product testing, I'm going to find something that I've painted that I haven't sealed yet and try all the different sealers and we'll see what's going on.
Okay. And I still haven't gotten this out. The coupon, ladies, is 15% off of just the pre-order items. So when you go on my website, there's in big capital letters going across, it says pre-order for Prima products. And there's molds, there's the stamps, and I can't remember what else was in there. Oh, there's some of the gilding waxes. Some of the decor waxes are in there, and they're really, really nice waxes. So if you want 15% off of Prima is a really big deal. And normally we're not allowed to do those kind of things. So, and the code for that is Studio MD AZ, and that code is good through the 4th, and then it'll be gone. And another thing I wanted to show you guys really fast is this is a pumpkin that I did. This is also
up higher. Can you bring it up higher? There we go. Oh wow.
This is paper mache, and this is using the paper clay to make all of the leaves on this pumpkin. All of this on here is from those molds.
Wow. Okay, somebody asked earlier, how do you bend it? Will the clay and everything bend like the pot you made? You have
Yes. So you can see the clay is in the indentation. So here's an indentation, and this is just molded down into. And so that you need to think about what your project is. Like if you use the resin, it's not going to lay down into these grooves. So I use the paper clay for these kind of things that I want it to mold to.
No. And can you, since that's not wood, do you use the tight bond to glue that?
Yeah. Yep. That's all I use is that tight bond.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good glue.
You guys,
I use it for everything.
guys, we will do some beautiful pumpkins this year.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Really fun to make.
I've done a lot of these classes, and so all the ladies pick out what color they want to do their pumpkins in to match their own holiday decor. And I'm telling you, they have done some gorgeous. And you know, you can take your gilding waxes and go over the top of all of this design and texture in here, so you don't have to dry brush it like I did.
Wow.
I mean, you can get really fancy.
Okay, so show us what you got to show us.
Okay, so I'm going to show, I got two things. I have more than two things, but I'm going to do two things for sure. So I need to move my camera down.
Sue, yes, Deborah is on Facebook, right, Deborah?
Yes, I'm Deborah, Deborah, Bucher, Bucher Designs on Facebook.
Perfect.
And my webpage is www.deborahbucherdesigns.com. And I think on that coupon that has all of that information too. All right. I have so much on this table.
I didn't think we were all going to have this many questions. I'm sorry. I know you were prepared for everything else, but.
Well, this is good.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Okay, good.
I can stay here till whenever.
You guys,
this is what I do, people.
Deborah told me today, you guys, that she will grab a glass of wine and hop in bed and put me on her TV and drink wine and watch our TV show at night. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So I love that this is your TV show. So I'm telling people the same thing. This is my TV
That's
show
right.
too.
All right. I'm trying to keep everything clean.
Okay. So I know. Oh, here's the roller. I knew I pulled it out. Okay. So these stamps, and I have two stamps out here to show you, but they come with a backing. Oh, I need to just put down the camera. Goodbye. I'll see you guys in a minute.
Yeah, put it way down. That's good.
Is that good right there?
Yeah. Yep. Somebody already started with the wine?
There's nothing better than to craft and drink wine.
Oh, I agree.
And I tuned in with you and your mom the other day, and you guys had, I think you were working on your auction stuff.
Yeah.
And you had the wine out, and I was like, you girls are having way too much fun.
Yeah. Is your t-shirt a stencil?
It's an iron-on stencil. I designed the t-shirt, and on my website, I have this in either an adhesive stencil, which is one-time use, or I have this design in a Mylar stencil, which you can use over and over and over. Okay, so you can use these stamps with paint or ink. So whatever you happen to have on hand, they work well with. And I'm going to pour a little bit of, I have too much product on the table here. Let me go grab it. I'll be right back.
All right. So you guys, I'm gonna try out the gator hide, the regular clear gloss, and our triple thick. And I'm going to compare them. So I got to find something to paint real quick that it needs a gloss on it. Here's what I forgot to show you guys yesterday. Remember I said yesterday, we have so many different things like all over the board in our auction. I also have salt pepper shakers. We have a lot of stuff, you guys. You've got to come back. You've got to come back for our auction day. We've got a bunch of these cans. We are all about it. Wait till you see these. I've got 6 of these little, and so I'm going to black and white check all of these. Oh, you know what? That's what I'll paint really quick. I'm going to do one really quick. What are those hearts for? Was that for? Those are dating. So pretty. Can't wait until. Oh, good. Yeah. Look at those hearts. Man, I've never gotten that many hearts. Has a bobblehead ever gotten that many hearts? Because I don't remember that either. Oh my gosh, Michelle Hall, I hope you're on, because I had these glasses that broke in Vegas. So I'm gluing them on here permanently because I love this so much. So if you're on, Michelle, I love this. I think it's such a crack up. So I thought somebody said they think they found it on Amazon. But anyway, since my glasses are broken, I thought that would be hysterical. Somebody wants to salt pepper shakers. Yeah, I know. You know what? We will do a class in the salt pepper shakers because those really aren't that hard to do. Cool auction stuff. Okay, good. Those aren't that hard to do, you guys, and you guys can handle it. Well, I say that. It's because I have so much faith in all of you, and you can handle it. Okay, let me find something to paint this with. Deborah, are you still with us? Did you go out?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
You're still there. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, you guys. But this is like such great info for us. Like seriously, such great info.
Okay, so I have a acrylic plate here and just like a little paint roller. And if you guys already have a paint roller, that's fine. I do sell them, and they are also on that 15% off list.
Oh.
But you can also get them at Home Depot. Okay, and then I have my little roller painted up. And then I'm going to take it and roll it over my stamp. I'm just waiting to see if this is moved into.
Totally, Pamela. What did you cover your roller? What's on your roller? Paint?
Yes, okay. It's paint, and it's you can use any color. I had the right color out here on the table, but honestly, I have so much on the table to show you guys. Now I can't find my paint. Okay. So I'm just painting over the top surface, and like I said, you can also use ink if you guys use a lot of ink.
We've never used, well, with me, they've never used ink.
Okay. I don't use ink because I have all this paint. So
yeah. Melissa, I got my salt and pepper shakers on eBay. That they have tons of them. So just look on eBay for salt and pepper wood salt pepper mills.
Okay. So now I'm just doing it on a paper bag, but you can do this on anything. You could do it on a box. You could do it on a wood surface. You could do it on drawers. I mean, you can do this on anything, but it's pretty awesome just on a paper bag, I'm telling you. So then you just lay it down, and I'm going to look to see. I know it's delayed, so I just want to be sure that you guys are seeing what I see. So I've just laid the stamp down on this craft paper bag. Okay, it's always the opposite. You have to move things the opposite of what you think. Okay, Give me hearts if you see that you can see the paper bag and the stamp in the camera. I think you can.
We can, but you might want to pull it towards you a little bit more.
Okay.
No, the other way. Sorry, the other way. Keep going. Move it towards the edge of the table. There you go. A little bit more, if you can. Okay, that'll work.
Okay, so I've got it hanging over the edge of the table now. And all I'm going to do is, these are cling on acrylic stamps. And so all I'm going to do is just press down. I put a layer of paint using the roller on it. And I'm just going to press down really well all over it.
You guys, this would make a beautiful crown.
Wouldn't it?
Yes.
So all of my Christmas packages I did with this last year.
Of course you did, Deborah, because that's how cool you are.
Well, that's weird. It didn't press on. All right, let me do it again.
Okay.
I need to get some spray water here.
So I'm painting a little, this is going to be so cute. I'm painting this while we're waiting so that I can test out stuff. But seriously, you guys, if I could just do, this is what I do all day, all night. I just paint constantly. It's probably why I don't have a huge social life anymore.
You're talking about a social life?
Yeah, or lack,
I wish I had
lack
one.
of one. What is the name of that stamp?
This stamp is Vintage Wallpaper.
Oh, I love that name. Vintage Wallpaper.
And yeah, and it cleans up really nice with just soap and water.
I bet they could be, Michelle. There's no reason, yeah, because they're metal. They could be magnets. That's a cute idea. How many uses do you get from each stamp? Great question, Kim.
Forever, because when you're finished with it, you just wash it, dry it, and stick it back on your little acrylic card that it came on, and just put it away until you need it again.
Oh yeah, these are napkins. I have a bunch of them. I have 6 to be exact that are all going in the auction. I was trying to decide if I wanted to do this whole thing in gold. I know one of you guys any minute is going to say, why don't you shut up and let Deborah finish?
Now you fill in, because I'm just filling my paint roller again.
I know. See, this is where HGTV screwed up and didn't hire me, because I literally can talk about anything. Is it silicone? It looks like it's bendable. That's a good question.
It is. It's called Clear Cling Stamps.
Clear
And
stamps, okay.
yeah, and they're on the sale. They're in the Prima pre-order, and there's some really pretty ones on there.
Okay.
And like I said, they're going to last you forever and ever.
You guys, I'm really trying to get all of your gold spout. I'm trying to get all of your questions. I feel like I've done a really good job, actually. Like I'm trying to get questions answered.
I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you, Deborah. What do we think? Nope. I know what I'm going to do. This is like a twofer. This is like the show that just keeps on giving for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome that we can both do projects at the same time.
I know. Polka dots. Yeah, I love it. Thanks, guys. How about me fishing for that compliment? Let's reel you guys in. Thank you, Robin. I am a great hostess. Thank you, Micheline. That's funny. I'm just so happy to not have any pressure today. Like I just sit here and look pretty. Okay.
You are pretty. Okay. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
So it's a little faint on one end. I'm going to do the back side on it.
Can you use those on fabric material? And if so, what kind of, like, what would we use?
Yeah, you could use it on fabric because you can paint on fabric. So, you know, just be sure that your fabric is laid out nice and smooth.
Does it have to have some kind of like a fabric paint or something?
No, you can use Dixie Belle paint.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's what I painted on the t-shirts the last time.
You guys, isn't that unbelievable? And then do you have to seal it with anything?
No, not on fabric.
Who just said they're so stressed out they need a glass of wine? That's a great excuse. Why? Yeah. Okay.
Well, you have to share if you're having wine.
Put yourself in the auction, Deb, for a day with you. Oh yeah, that would go for nothing. That.
Okay, so what? Tell me because I've been really busy. What day is the auction? What's the day and time?
Thanks for asking. The auction is Sunday at 4 p.m. Our time. Oh.
And you've got hundreds of items?
Micheline said that. I don't have well, I do. We just don't have time for hundreds, but I actually do. I am going to do 50 items for auction, and then I've got about 20 items for sale. So we'll see. We'll see how quick we can do it. But for us, it's going to be just seriously just total entertainment for me. Total. I can't wait.
Okay, so you guys can see I changed colors. And I'm just painting over the first color. I didn't stop and wash it in between because I don't think it's going to matter one single bit.
Yeah, you guys, the auction will be on Check Savvy Sisters. It will not be on Studio MD because we've got like loser trolls that can be on that, but they can't come on Check Savvy. How long is it going to last, Sharon? I'm hoping 2 hours. I think we're going to call it at 2 hours. Additive, it would say wet longer. Oh, that's a good idea, Allison. Yeah, 2 hours. So that's why I said, make sure you've tinkled, you've gotten a glass of wine, and you're settled in for the night because it's going to go really fast. I don't want to sit around. You guys know how I am. I will lose interest so fast. So we're going to make it, you get 1 minute to bid, and at the end of the 1 minute, whoever had the highest bid, and we're going to wait because there is a lag. I understand that, but we're going to wait and see the lineup. And whatever the highest, the first person who bid the highest is who's going to get it. Oh, what did you just do then? Oh, okay. So you used one of your jars to push it down.
To roll over it, and I don't think it was necessary. I wouldn't take the jar and roll over it.
Okay.
Can you guys see?
Yeah.
That one's kind of a blob. Honestly, I did a bunch of these at Christmas and they were gorgeous.
We believe you.
Okay, so I got more bags.
All right. Somebody asked about my glasses. They're Betsy Johnson. You can get them. TJ Maxx, Home Goods, eBay. Somebody's found them on Amazon. Somebody else found them. Where did she tell me? Nordstrom Rack. So they're Betsy Johnson. They come in a box. There's 3 pair. You get these, then you get a pair of tortoiseshell, and you get a pair of black. So they're hard to find, but if you can find them, I only paid $9.99 for the whole box of 3 of them. And look how stinking cute they are. They're awesome. I love them so much. They're just readers. But I did find out they're not strong enough, like they're not well enough made for your prescription. You wouldn't want to waste your prescription with them, I don't think. Okay, so you're just putting your paint on your acrylic pad?
And rolling it on there. And then I'm going to roll it onto the stamp.
And what kind of paint are you using? I missed that, sorry.
This is Dixie Belle chalk paint.
Okay.
This time I'm not going to roll over.
Okay.
It. Okay, that's perfect. You just keep doing it till you get it right.
How to use. Goldie, did I get an answer on how to use what? How to use, ask that again so I can see what that question is, because that's a good, I'm sure it's a good question and I want to get that answered for you. Did you get the answer for how to do Voodoo gel stain? That's right. That was my big question all along. Okay. Did I get the,
okay, well,
that's
so I'll go to the Voodoo gel stain, but do you see how this looks?
Yeah.
Isn't that pretty?
Thank you, Goldie. That was so good. I would have forgotten. Got it. Voodoo gel stain. Yes, thank you. Wow. You must have been really good in school, paid really good attention. Okay. Let's try some of these sealers and see what happens. Let's start with our triple thick.
I'm going to go throw this in my sink.
Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to find triple thick. Hold on. Wow. So you can have nobody for a minute. Just hang out for a second. I'm right here. I can hear you if you talk about me. My triple thick I have mixed with DuraClear a little bit, and I didn't want to mess that up. So Melissa, you know about Voodoo stain? Okay. This is our product testing. I do love doing this. Okay, triple thick. Let's try. Row. Oops. Oh, just hold on. All right, I'm gonna do like a little area. Nice and glossy. Can't see. I don't think you can see. All right. Well, try this one. All right. Let me rinse that off. That was triple thick. This is their gloss.
Okay, so I put that away, and the other thing I wanted to show you guys was the Would You Bend.
Yeah.
Did I just interrupt you?
Nope.
I'm sorry.
Nope, we're just screwing around while you're busy.
Okay. So just like 30 minutes before we went live, Debbie mentioned she'd like to learn about the Would You Bend.
Yeah, really just.
So I was like, okay, I can do that. So I went out into the garage and I got this cabinet door because I love cabinet doors. And sometimes you can find them at Restore.
Yeah.
Mine has stopped stocking the cabinet doors, which makes me very sad, but I can still find them up in Payson. So just check around. And I know that cabinet makers, sometimes they have doors that are rejects and they'll sell them for a couple of bucks, which is even cheaper than when I was paying at Restore. So cabinet doors are like canvases, and you can do so much with them, and they're cheap. And like you could make this one into a chalkboard. I think this is a really cool one, and I'm leaving the hardware on it. Let me turn it around this way so you can see the hardware on it.
Okay, hold on. Just so you guys know, I'm not kidding. I am so floored. The Dixie Belle Clear Gloss is not glossier than the triple thick. It's as glossy as the triple thick, but it went on like a dream. Deborah, do you think that it's going to give us the same toughness as triple thick? Well, you probably don't know.
I think it will.
Wow.
I really do. Now let me put a disclaimer in here. Like I said, everything from Dixie Belle is made in the USA. And for the first time ever, they have run out of all the top coats except gator hide because they can't get the ingredients in because of COVID.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a week or two. And I have some in stock. But I have learned how you ladies are. I have a little bit of flat. I have quite a bit of satin. And I know at the Brass Armadillo, there's some gloss.
For a top coat, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
We only use gloss.
Okay.
We pretty much only use gloss. But
well, I know there is some at the Brass Armadillo, but I don't have any in stock here, and I can't order it because they're out of it for the time being. Because I can't get the ingredients for it. So
here's what I like about this. Number one, it's on better than the triple thick. It goes on better. You guys can see I keep going over it. I don't have to, but I keep going over it. You can't do that with the triple thick. The gator hide is nice, but it doesn't have a really big sheen. The Dixie Belle gloss is a winner for sure. Really nice. That,
I'm pretty impressed that you even say that because
Lord.
I know you really like your triple thick.
Yeah, I'm like, but now since none of those companies want to, you know, hire me or pay me, so forget them.
Well, I'll pay you. I'll pay you in product.
What?
I'll pay you in product. Okay, so I have my heat gun, and to tell you the truth, my heat gun kind of scares me. So, and I've only used it one time, so, okay. Oh, you got to turn it on.
Hold on, what are you doing? You're heating up your wood you bet. Your mold?
Okay, I've turned this around. I always forget that the end of the table is what you guys can see.
The silk.
So I'm going to turn it around again. And what I'm doing with Would You Bend, this is a wood composite. And it's actually wood, and then I don't know what else they mix in with it, but it makes it flexible and bendable. So like if you have a border that you want to put around a dresser, it will literally bend around that dresser.
Oh my God.
And if I set this down on here on this board right now, it's not flush on there.
Really?
But I'm going to heat it up with the heat gun. You can use a crock pot. You can use a skillet, an electric skillet to set your piece on and warm it up till you're ready.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to turn the heat gun back on, and you're going to see this get really flexible.
It goes on.
Can you see it moving?
Oh, sorry. Are we? So,
Can you guys see this bending and moving?
Yes, we do see it moving. Yeah.
Can you see it bent?
Yeah.
Okay, so then, you know, I could bend it and fold it over the edge of this cabinet, but I actually want it to lay flush on this piece. And now it's completely flush. And what's really cool is when you do need to go around edges or corners, and because it's wood, you can sand over it. So I'm going to use my glue and glue it on here. And hopefully I get it down in the middle of it. And so when I'm gluing, I just put it on. Sometimes I squirt it on a paper plate and use my finger and like finger paint it on.
Mm-hmm. I assume we could use hot glue also.
Yeah, if you're just doing a sign or something. But this is like permanent.
Yeah.
It's not going to pop off of here. And it will dry clear. Okay, so this is my top. And I don't have my yardstick, so I just got to eyeball it. You guys eyeball it for me.
Yes, you guys, that's Tite Bond wood glue that she's using. Yeah, Tite Bond. T-I-T-E, I think.
Okay, and then I'm just going to press it down on there, and it's permanently on there. It's never going to come off. So then what I thought I would do is take one of these really cool sunshine transfers, sunflower.
I don't know who that was.
And I don't know which one. What I'm going to do, what my plan is, I did all of this after I talked to you.
Okay.
So I have You Are My Sunshine stencil. Can you guys see it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I made a stencil, You Are My Sunshine, and I'm going to put it like over here.
Okay.
And then
Whole
put
thing.
it
Hold that whole thing towards that chair, whatever that pretty thing is right there. Yeah, a little bit more. Or move your camera maybe. No, the other way. Other way. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. A little bit more. All right, that's better.
Okay. That's better for me too.
Just put it back.
Okay, so you guys help me decide, because there's 4 sheets of sunflowers, and I want a sunflower over here on this side. So look at these sunflowers. Can you see all of them on here?
Yes, we can see it. Pay attention, class. Pay attention, girls.
Yeah, I need your help. This is a really pretty one.
That's very pretty. I'm sad to say that once the Dixie Belle dried, it does go on nicer, but it's not as shiny as the triple thick. Good.
Oh, really? Once it dried?
Once it dried, it's still got a great sheen. I would totally use this for something that didn't have to be, you know, super shiny. If you were just going to do this on something, I don't know, around the house, it didn't have to be super shiny, but it went on really nice. But I might still be, triple thick is shinier, just so you know.
Okay,
Good to know.
Because you want what you need, yeah. You know. I can come up with a lot of great things, but it's always good to have lots of choices and options.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody.
So
Melissa, can we just drink wine now?
Yes, you sure can.
Yeah.
So does anybody have one that pops out to them that they actually thought was the best for down here?
You pick. We're good.
Okay. I'm going to go back to that one I thought looked pretty. They're all pretty. And look at this, you guys. You get 4 sheets of this. And I've done windows. One of my favorite things to do is use crackle paint, and I'll do that on another live.
Yes, love that.
Crackle paint is so much fun and gives you such a weathered look. And that would have been really cool on this board if I'd been better prepared. But we'll just do that for another time because I use crackle a lot. So I'm going to have to turn this around because I can't work upside down.
Go ahead, but I have to say, Callie, no, this is, I did not use the gator hide. I tried the gator hide, but what I was comparing was this. I tried the gator hide just to see. It's, where'd it go? Oh, it's got a nice gloss, but it wasn't that great. The triple thick, I don't know if you can see, but the triple thick is definitely the glossiest, but the others are nicer paint, but the triple thick still won out. And yeah, these will be in the auction with some of the lessons I learned from my mother yesterday.
Okay, so I'm going to peel off the backing on here. Just a white paper backing. I laid it down on here and I'm going to put it down on the board like this. So now I'm going to peel off that back paper backing. And I'm going to lay it down on the board, and you don't want to press down on it till you have it exactly where you want it. And I think right there is really good. And now I'm going to press it down, and there's an adhesive on the back of it, so it holds it in place. But if you're doing this up on a piece of furniture, you can use painter's tape to adhere it. And I'm going to take this little wooden stick that comes with it, and I'm just going to rub it.
Okay, we can't see anything, so you're going to have to move it over. Over towards you or my sunshine, like push it that way. No, other way. There
Okay.
we go.
Can you see it
Yeah.
now? Okay. So I'm rubbing the flour. And what it's doing is it's transferring. And I did not have to put a top coat or anything on top of this paint first.
Okay.
Just painted it. I painted it before I started the live.
You did?
Yeah. It's painted sawmill gravy, which is kind of a creamy, it's not white, kind of goes off into a little bit of a beige color.
What do you recommend is the best color for what we do?
I would say definitely for the black would be caviar.
Okay.
That's the blackest black.
Okay.
And then for your whites, I would recommend cotton, which is the whitest white.
Okay.
And then fluff, which is right next to it. Fluff has, if you look at fluff, you think it's white, but when you put it next to cotton, it's a little bit grayer. But if you don't have it next to cotton, it looks white.
What we like is more, it's almost of, it's not white, but it's more of like, almost like an antique, a little bit yellowy white, like an antique white. Just love them. Yeah, we like more of a, not white, but probably antique. It's not even antique ivory. It's more antique white.
Probably the fluff.
The what?
Fluff?
Say it again. Cloth?
No, fluff. F-L-U-F-F.
F-L-U-F-F. Okay. You guys, I'll buy some of that and give it a shot, and we'll see.
Okay, so I'm rubbing, and as I rub along, I'm going to start lifting this. And if anything comes up on the sheet here, you just lay it back down and rub it back off. And you just want to go a section at a time.
Oh, you guys, she's way better at that than I am. Look at that.
Well, and I saw, I can't think of her name. We were talking about her earlier, the Funky Junk.
Oh yeah, Kathy.
Kathy. I watched her do this on a silver pitcher. And she did an awesome job because that's all a rounded surface. This is, you know, super easy because it's all flat, but she did it. And that picture was
yeah, I remember that. I had a big picture that's so funny. That same week I had that picture to do on a tutorial, and she did it, and I was like, all right, she's younger, she's more attractive, and she's doing my projects before I can even get to it. So all right, I'll put that on the back burner for a while.
Did you send a hit team out?
I'm going to, trust me. I got people, and I'm ready.
Well, I don't care that she did it. I thought it was super cute, and I love anything silver. My thing is, if you love it, put it on a piece of silver. I mean, I have stacks and stacks of silver trays. You take those, what do you call those glass bell things?
Glass bell?
Yeah, they're domes and they're glass, kind of like bell shaped.
Cloche?
Yeah, a cloche. Set that on a silver tray and put something pretty in there. I mean, everything looks prettier on silver. Everything. And so when she did that silver pitcher, which every time I'm at the Goodwill, if I find one, I grab it, because you know what? All I have to do is put a hydrangea in it and stick it in my booth, and it sells every single time.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I just thought, oh, I really like that with a transfer on it. I'm going to do one of those.
Yeah.
I don't care if she's younger and prettier. And
we tease all the time. Somebody asked her if we were mother and daughter. Yeah. And they didn't mean, was she the mother? So that was.
I would take that as a compliment.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. For about 10 seconds I did. And then I really thought that whole thing through. And I thought, oh, my gosh. I always think that I'm like the same age as everybody, you know, younger than me. And then I find out, no, you're not, Debbie.
I know, but I told my daughter, for all you young people, just talk amongst yourselves. But I told my daughter, the thing that I've learned as I've aged, and I am aging, and the thing that I've learned is your body might be aging, but your attitude and your thinking isn't aging. I mean, I still love the same things today that I loved when I was in my 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
And, you know, like when you thought, this might be way too much information, and if it is, just go la, 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 la. But, you know, I thought that my parents, when they were in their 40s or 50s, probably stopped having sex. And, you know, for God forbid that I thought my grandparents were having sex. And you know what? I was completely wrong.
Yes.
Completely wrong. It's still as wonderful today as it was back then. In fact, it's actually better.
Yeah, I hope Sarah's not listening to this, because Mom, I don't want to know anything about you.
Okay, so this is a vinyl stencil that I just made, and you can buy these off of my page.
What you're doing again?
Oh, back over here. I got you. Okay, so I pulled the backing off of my stencil, and this just says "You Are My Sunshine" on it. And so now I can see through, and it's sticky on this side of the stencil like tape. And so I'm just gonna
82. Hold on. Sherry's at 82. She's taking a trip to Greece.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And And when I was younger, I just thought old people just were old. I didn't know that we're really great.
Yeah. Just know when you watch this back, if you do, that we are having conversations without you while the camera's away. We are not laughing at you. We are just entertaining ourselves along the way also.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm just rubbing this stencil on here, and now I'm going to pull off the transfer tape, which is on the top.
You said you made that stencil. Is that what you said?
Yeah, after you and I talked.
Of course you did.
You said you wanted to do would you bend, and I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do would you bend on? So I went and found this cabinet door, picked out a piece of would you bend, said, okay, we'll put a cute sunflower on there, and then I wrote up "You Are My Sunshine" in typewriter font.
That's amazing. Nikki McKinney, what's your question? Ask about using something. We are all acting like mature adults, aren't we? We would be in such trouble if we were in virtual school right now. I'd like to pour it, you guys, but I can't. I don't have my opener right here. Oh, wow.
Okay, so my live that I do on Tuesdays, I'm live at 3 o'clock Mountain Standard Time on Dixie Belle site, which is Chalk Paint 101. And then directly after that, I'm on my page live at 4 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And I call my show, my TV show is called Happy Hour.
My show called Happy Hour. My TV show called Happy Hour. That's awesome.
So, and I love having the TV show. I don't know what my ratings are. I'm pretty sure your ratings are better than my ratings, but I'm working on it.
I doubt it.
And speaking of that, ladies, go over to my Facebook page and like it or follow me. I'd appreciate that so much.
Yeah, Callie has.
Okay. So I'm going to get a brush. Talk amongst your. Oh, I can use this brush. Okay.
Yeah, they've been putting your link up the whole time. Nikki, the Dixie Belle colored drop cloths. No, we've decided that for us, I'm going to try fluff for our base coat. I'm going to get some right away and try it. A good white for us, she said she thinks would be fluff. But I bought that silk oyster and the silk paint, and that did it in one coat. So
you just used the silk paint?
I did, and I took one coat.
Cool.
Yeah, that was impressive.
You know what color you would like in the silk paint? It's probably the conch. It's a really soft pink. It's really, really pretty. I'm saying that because I saw you do that cute little tray.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's good to know. So the conch might be a good pink for us.
Yeah. Any of the chalk paints are really pretty pinks, but if you use the silk paint, then you don't have to add a top coat or anything to it.
Tina Moore, my mother's Facebook name, apparently you're not on her fan page, is Barbara Hodges, Corona with a K. Terrible name to have this year. Barbara Corona. Barbara Virus.
Okay, so do you guys do a lot of stenciling on your page?
No, I like to, but we don't.
Okay. So what I'm doing, which again is off camera, I have a little puddle of black caviar, and you dip into it and then you offload your brush so you don't have a lot of paint on it, and then you just stipple. And with these adhesive stencils, you rarely have any bleed through. That's why I like to use them.
That's nice. Is that a brush that you sell?
No, this is a brush I just picked up at Michael's, And I use it like on that pumpkin. You saw the dry brushing on that pumpkin, on the leaves coming down. Yeah. That's what I use these brushes for. This is a number 4 oil brush, level 1, round 4.
Okay, number 4 oil
brush. And it's a round, and it's level 1.
Round, level 1. Okay.
I love these brushes.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, I'm going to go get my stencil brushes just to show. I'll be right back, you guys. Shoot, I couldn't find my stencil brushes anywhere.
I know. I brought everything out on this table that we were going to do today, and now I can't find anything. There's so much stuff on my table. So you guys, one of the things that I know you guys all like crowns and bees and gold, but a little piece of trivia is my 13th great aunt was Mary Queen of Scots.
Wait, what? Say that again.
Yeah. My 13th great aunt is Mary Queen of Scots. And I haven't, and I'm related to all the King James of Scotland. So from King James I to King James IV, which was her father, they're all my grandfathers, great-grandfathers, like, you know, great.
Right.
And if I'm related, and I haven't gone over to the Tudor side yet, but if I'm related to her, that means I'm related to the Tudors, and if which would be Henry VIII, the crazy king. And if I'm related to the Tudors, then that means Queen Elizabeth and all of those people I'm related to too.
Wow. And we can say we knew you when.
Yeah. And so I'll tell you another little thing. I love your TV show so much. And one of the things that I loved that you did recently was when you made the crowns out of the cardstock, the check cardstock.
Yeah.
Those are so stinking cute. So I have a team of women that work with me. We're going to be at the Pinners Conference in Scottsdale in November 13th and 14th.
Yeah.
And as soon as the classes are up, I'll let you guys know, because all the Dixie Belle classes are free. So anyway, my team, we're all going to get together and have a luncheon, and we're all going to make those crowns. So everybody on my team will be wearing those crowns at the convention. So you will.
Do you need some of that paper?
I was going to do like you said,
Yeah.
and I was going to order the paper and go get cardstock
Yeah.
made so that we could all have
Yeah.
an afternoon.
You've got to make sure you get the heaviest cardstock you can. Okay, Kim Whitmore, not to one up anybody, but Kim Whitmore said her 7th great grandfather is on the $10 bill.
Wow. Who's on the $10
I was just going to
bill?
say, without looking, Deborah Bucher, who is on the $10? It is Hamilton. I wouldn't have known that either. Why? I don't know, but I should have known that.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love finding out things like that. I grew up, because Bucher is German, and I grew up being told that I was German, French, and Dutch. And when I had my DNA done, I'm only like 12% German, French, and Dutch. I'm 49% Scot, and the rest of it is English, Welsh, and Irish. And I never knew any of that, but all of my genes follow my grandmother, who was the woman I loved and adored the most. I mean, my mother and then my grandmother.
Yeah.
And we were talking earlier about, you know, the people in our lives that have influenced us and were great crafters and artists on their own. And my grandmother would set me out at her wringer washer machine, and she was afraid I would get my hand stuck in that wringer. So she would set me at a little table with plaster of Paris molds that were mermaids and bubbles. And I painted, I don't know, it felt like hundreds of sets, but it was maybe only 10 or 20. So everybody in Kansas had a set of mermaids and bubbles for their bathroom.
That's awesome.
But that's where it all started.
Kim Whitmore, that's not useless information. That I feel like a complete moron right now. I did not know that. I thought you had to be the president to be on a bill.
Well, wasn't Hamilton the president?
No. Kim Whitmore.
Oh, he wasn't?
Hamilton was the treasurer.
Oh.
Did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you had to be a president too. So.
I know.
See, you can learn crafting and history all at the same time on this TV show.
And you learn
awesome.
You should be drinking. Deborah, that took a long time. Is there a reason that took so long?
Because I'm slow.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Do we need to do it that slow?
No. I told you I'm slow and methodical in everything I do.
Yeah.
And it's true. I really
am.
And
I'm the opposite. I can't wait to get through everything.
So now I'm just peeling this off.
Oh, wow. It's perfect.
And I'll be right back. I got to go get my little tool to pull that off.
Oh my gosh, my battery's probably almost dead too. Oh, I just lost all the questions. Hold on. Okay. You guys are so sweet. It's we're going on 2 hours. So I promise I'll let you guys go after we see this. Oh my gosh, I just lost all the questions unless there's a million of them on here.
Somebody said, oh, I got questions. Oh, Deborah said, I'm awesome. Thanks, Deborah. Okay, so I went and got my little picker tool, and I'm just going to pick out the middle of these letters.
So we'd have to have a Cricut to do this.
No. Well, I can, you know, if we do a project that's a group project, I can supply these stencils to anybody. And I do custom stencils for people. And like I said, this shirt that I have on, I have it available in a sticky stencil like this, because I used that same stencil on the side of a piece of furniture, and I did a raised stencil using Dixie Belle mud. Okay, isn't that cute? So this is upside down to you guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lily. Okay, pull the camera way back.
Debbie, you're so bossy.
I am so bossy. It's insane how bossy I am. Bye, Joanne.
It's hard because it's only
I know,
half
because
the
it's so
screen.
big. Well, that's darling.
So it's kind of dull. So I'll go around after we're done, and I'll do some waxing on here. So all of this pretty detail on this wood, and there's pretty detail up here, and I'll paint this. And it'll be super cute when I get, you know, some of the accent on it. But you guys could do, like, if this was you guys doing it, wouldn't it be cute to have your check all around this border?
I was saying that. I would have that thing checked out so fast.
Yeah. Well, you would have it checked out fast. I would have it checked out slowly. I did buy the brushes, so and the ruler. Maybe I should just do that. Should I just do that?
It. Yes, do it. Oh, somebody who just said that? Darlene. She said, "What about a little diamond dust on the flower? That'd be pretty, especially right in the brown part."
See, that's why we need to be doing this together, because I don't have diamond dust.
What?
I don't know anything
How do
about
I
diamond
even know
dust.
you and you don't have diamond dust? How are you on my
Yeah.
show without diamond dust, for crying out loud?
I need some diamond dust in my
You
life.
do.
Okay, I am going to check it.
Not right now, of course, right?
No, not right now.
I gotta go. I gotta have dinner soon. That was awesome. I loved it. And the wood you bend, I have to say, out of everything, the wood you bend is probably my favorite thing. Now, the wood you bend, does it have its own molds?
No. Let me tell you how wood you bend is made. It is actually made in Greece, in Athens, Greece.
Okay.
And the distributor for it is in London. And so it's really expensive to get here in the US. And I ordered a big amount of it. And it's so expensive to get here that I'm not ordering it ever again. It was such a hassle.
Oh.
And you pay in British sterling, so it costs more than you think it's going to cost. And then the shipping from Athens. So what I have is what I have, and when it's gone, it's gone. So it's on my website. It is an awesome product. I really like it because you can bend it around corners. But if you're going to use it for something like this, that's just a flat piece, make it out of one of those cute molds for pennies.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to say about the wood you bend. I think it's a really cool product, and I like that it's wood and that you can sand over it and everything, but you can do the same thing with this for just pennies.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to bend around, put a border on. And there's some really neat designs. So, I mean, if you guys go on there and you see some that you like, know that it's here, but it won't be for long. So,
question real quick, and then we're probably going to let everybody go. Caviar. Is it a nice thick black paint? Because what I was saying is it took you a while, and I was wondering, is it because you kept going over and over? And
I did it twice. I went around one time and let it dry, and then I went around a second time just to pounce on it to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Okay.
So yes, it is a nice thick, and it's just midnight. It's black. It's deep black. There's one that's before that is Midnight Sky, and it's more like a chalkboard black. Yeah. It's black, but Caviar is really black. It doesn't get any blacker than Caviar.
Last thing, and then we're going to let you go. Tell us about, how do you use this stuff?
Okay, that's very cool stuff. And it comes in about 10 colors, I think. What color do you have? Tobacco Road?
Tobacco Road.
Okay, that's my favorite. Okay. And so with all the Voodoo stains, you have to shake, 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 because they do separate. So you'll see pigment at the bottom and like watery at the top. So shake, shake, shake till it's all uniform. Okay. And then it's water-based. It's a stain, but it's water-based. So anything that you want to stain to look like walnut, like wood, you can use that, and you can use a paintbrush, and you just paint it on, and if you paint it, you know, like a straight line, it's going to look like wood. It's really pretty on picture frames. So
does it work over the paints if I want to just use it for antiquing?
Yeah, it does. It works great for antiquing.
And I don't have to
you can
off,
just
like most stains?
No, you can take a wet baby wipe, you can put it on, and then you can wipe off as much as you want so that you get an antique look to the piece. I could use that on here. It would be cool down here in the trim in here. It's a really cool product, and I love it.
Will you post a picture? Will you do a little bit of that and post a picture?
I have some pictures of pieces that I've done. So where do you want me to post the picture at?
Girls would love to see the finished product that you did today. So,
this one?
So let's put that on Check Savvy Sisters, because you can just go on there and post anytime. So anyway, I'm excited to try this. Yeah, somebody said, does it just squirt on? Yes, it just, right?
You put it into a paint palette or a dish, just squirt out a small amount of it after you've shaken it really, really well. And then just use your artist brush to paint it on. And if you want it to be more antiquing, use a wet wipe to wipe it back. So if you wipe too much off, put some more back on. If you want it darker than it goes on, then put 2 coats on.
Okay.
It's
Somebody
cool.
said, does it have a scent because they have asthma?
No, there's no VOCs in any of Dixie Belle's paints.
Guys, that's amazing. Latanya wants to know what was the name of that mold. The wood you bend, Latanya? I think that's what you're asking.
The one that I put on this piece. Let me get the number for it. Hold on.
We're losing people by the handful now.
Okay, there's a section on my website that's called Would You Bend? And this is number 2154. So if you just put it in the search, and I only have 2 left. So even if it says 3, I only have 2 left because I just used one.
And last question. What gold are you using on your shirt?
This is Sizel heat vinyl transfer, and it's old gold. They have a gold, and then they have old gold, and I like the old gold.
And is this on your website?
No, that's at Michael's or Hobby Lobby.
Okay. And do you only have the gray t-shirts on your website?
Yeah, the B ones to paint.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the only ones. I would love to do this on my website, but I'm telling you, this is labor intensive to do all the weeding on here. And I would have to charge a fortune for them. And I just don't think anybody wants to pay that much money. So yeah. I share, if you have a Cricut machine and you want to do this, I shared this design out there in the Cricut community. So you should be able to find it. If you can't find it, just message me and I'll share it with you. Because we're sisters and we're all about sharing.
That is true. We are sisters helping sisters. Okay. Yeah. So everybody's ready to go. And Deborah, thank you so much. This was unbelievably informative and fun. I hope everybody had a great time. We will do this again and again and again. Deborah's our girl. If you want to order any of this stuff, go to her website. Studio MDAZ is your code for the pre-order stuff, not for everything.
Only pre-order, not any
order stuff. So Deborah, they're saying, is there an SVG for the B? I'll have her, if there is one, we'll have her put it on Check Savvy Sisters. Okay, you're getting tons of hearts. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Deborah, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for hanging in there for 2 hours. You're amazing.
All right, see you guys. Bye.